What did you say?
I am ready now.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect?
Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime! Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Alrighty, welcome to the Detroit Cast Tuesday edition of the show. And Mike here, Jay as well, Timko, Eric, and a lot to get to today on a Tuesday morning, including some more fireworks, the tragedies of the fireworks coming out. In fact, a person of interest locally here included, unfortunately, in that list, and pretty devastating, as a matter of fact. We'll explain here shortly. Also, we've got a guest coming in today, Jay Fisher, owner of Great Lakes Vapor. We've talked a lot about, well, we haven't talked a lot about e-cigs, but we've talked about talking about e-cigs quite a bit, and we'll finally do that today and see if we can't, I don't know, get a better understanding for what's really involved there and what's driving all this. And
yeah, if anyone's been watching YouTube and wondering what the hell Mike. Seconds.
Yeah, exactly. And how bad is it? And the kids, the poor children, and the whole movement. It just drives me out of my mind because I know how much of it is driven by absolute utter bullshit and scare tactics. And but who am I to talk about it? We might as well get the guy that built the damn thing. So he's here, and we'll get him on a little bit. But why don't we start with and we got to get to Don Sterling.
Yeah, that's going on for sure.
Yeah, they're in court. Well. Maybe they're in court.
They're at two different courts.
Yeah. In the federal court. And Shelley is at the courthouse now as we speak. In state court. And I wish we had more answers as to what is going to happen. Hopefully by the end of the show we'll know, but we'll get into that as well. So why don't we start with the Pigman, our favorite Hot Carl, the Hot Carl death. With the Pigman, who's getting way more pussy than Eric could ever dream of, and he's actually uglier than Eric.
Despite looking like a pig.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely has extreme characteristics of pig, very pig-like. And so what have we learned today? There hasn't been a whole lot of new information, but...
Right, we knew last week that he was being held without bond.
Yeah.
That hearing convinced the judge that bond was not appropriate, that the murder charges would go forward, and basically he'd sit in jail until the trial. Today they released some more details about the warrants that were issued in the case.
So what is the concern then? That he's going to make bail and skip town? So to prevent that, no matter what, they say, no, you just stay in jail. And
stay in jail.
Deny bail.
So he's sitting, and it appears that not big news, but kind of the way this case is going is much more toward the wife. The wife had some interesting reactions during the incident, and some statements that were of question, and so it looks like the screws are being turned a little bit on the wife as they look more into that. And they released some warrants today that basically just said, gave more details about what the cops are looking into, including health records. 8th anniversary in May between the Pigman and her.
Okay. I wonder if she knew about, or if it was a shock to her about all the chicks he was sexting with the day his kid's cooking in the car. The Hot Carl is taking place, and he's basically sending exposed and erect pictures of his penis. Of his penis to random skanks all over this great country.
She didn't have much of a reaction at that hearing.
No.
She just kind of stared straight ahead at that point.
Does that make you think that she knew about this stuff? You would think. I mean, if your wife were to find that out in that moment, dude, you would think most women immediately on the spot wouldn't be able to hold back and would go off the deep end.
Right. Well, the speculation was that they had marital problems and she knew of some infidelity. That's the speculation there.
Yeah.
But man, it's just looking goofy. You know, she also admitted that she made a simple Google search of something along the lines of children dying in cars.
Yeah, hot
Carls, and how that might affect a kid. But this statement, this is a weird one. This was one I came across today, which I didn't realize she said at the funeral. Again, he's in jail, so he spoke by speakerphone, as we know. But she also spoke to the masses. And she said, I miss him with all my heart. Would I bring him back? No. To bring him back into this broken world would be selfish. Is that a weird thing for a mom to say?
Who's grieving the loss of her 22-month-old son? Yeah.
Would I bring him back? No.
Weird. That's creepy is what that is. I'm starting to think, Jay, now I understand why she's defending him as vocally as she is. Why she's defending the pig man. Because if she didn't know about the cheating and all this, why would she go to bat for him? Why would she be standing going, no, he's a great father. With him to kill this kid, to murder this kid. She wants to make damn sure that he doesn't turn and flip and start implicating her.
Yeah, and you mentioned today the idea of the death penalty.
Right.
In Georgia, and they may be hanging that. They might be hanging that out there as, hey, you know what, we'll knock off the death penalty if you flip on your wife.
Right.
So then both of them get implicated, and God, what an ugly story.
Which is scary if the reality is his wife had nothing to do with it.
Right.
And he's stuck going, now you've put him in a position where for his own life he's going, fuck yeah, she was to help me. Yeah, whatever, just keep me off death row. I mean that's a shitty spot to be in.
It's possible you have two innocent people possibly on the line for this thing. You know?
Yeah.
But the facts don't look good for them.
And even to this moment right now that we're talking, nothing about their behavior is what we would think that a family that just lost a 22-month-old kid would be acting like. From statements they made right then on the spot to this very moment.
Well, and also him, I guess, directing from his jail cell his family how to collect on the insurance. Wouldn't that be the last thing on your mind? $27,000.
Yeah.
You know, you'd think of it like a year later. Oh yeah, you know what? We've got that policy. Let's collect on that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be thinking of it days later, sitting in jail.
There are a lot of people who would consider that dirty money and wouldn't want anything to do with it.
Right.
They wouldn't even want to collect it. Like. So for them to be worried about it 3 days into his jail stay, yeah, something is way off there. And
again, this wife is the one who made the statement while they're being filmed and audio recorded in the jail. You didn't say too much, did you?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, and they keep pointing out too, and I don't know why this is such a big deal, but so many of the experts point to it, where when these two dopes apparently didn't realize they'd be recorded in a jail or in a holding cell at the police station, they're talking about, well, did he look peaceful? She says that to Pigman, and Pigman says, oh yeah, very peaceful. His eyes were shut, and he looked at peace. And the cop on the stand is like, what the fuck is he talking about? The kid's eyes were open, his mouth was open, he stunk. It was disgusting. It was a horrible scene. There was nothing peaceful about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's something where he's trying to protect his wife and say, oh yeah, the kid would look peaceful, whatever. But it just, I don't know.
It's hard to get inside the mind of the pigman.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's also impossible to get into the mind of Don Sterling.
But we'll try.
We'll try, yes. And as we mentioned, the court is alive with Sterlingness as we speak, as Shelley showed up. Don is not there. I wasn't sure if he was supposed to be there. You seem to think he was, but was probably instructed by his lawyers that, hey, this has been shifted to a federal court, so don't show.
And a quick rundown of the situation here. Today was the start of the trial in probate court to figure out whether Shelley acted properly under the trust to go ahead and sell the Balmer, who's the Microsoft billionaire.
Yep.
And trial was to begin, and before the holiday last week, Don's lawyers they removed the case to federal court. It's a filing that you actually just e-file through the computer system with the federal court saying we're removing this based on a federal question that's involved. And they said the federal question is a claim that we're asserting based on the disclosure of his medical records to the lawyers.
Yeah, I'll get you, doctor. How dare you, fucking doctor? That whole deal.
Yeah. So his lawyers basically contrived this federal question out of the deal and put it into federal court. And I've removed stuff before in my practice, and what that does in my mind is it actually takes it out of the state court, puts it in federal until the federal orders it back.
Okay.
So my question was, well, what's going on Monday? You know, so Shelley shows up on Monday, and I'm sure the state court is saying, look, it's been removed, and until it gets remanded back to us, we don't have anything to try.
And what they're doing now, the latest update we have is the court has come out and said, listen, we're hoping to get word from the federal court anytime. So you guys be ready to go at 2:30 this afternoon, California time. So it would be now about here. Basically be on standby that if this goes through with the federal court and they kick it back to the states like we think, you be ready to go right now, because the fear is that this judge has a full docket ahead of him weeks in advance and just doesn't have time to throw a Don Sterling circus into the middle of it. He just doesn't have that kind of time. So you could literally, and what Don would love to do is tie this thing up for as long as he can. As long as it's tied up, he's still the owner of the Clippers, which is what he wants. He doesn't want to lose the team.
He doesn't want the $2 billion.
No, he's already got $2 billion. What's another $2 billion on top of $2 billion? I know that sounds ridiculous, but seriously, if you've got $2 billion in the bank, what do you need another $2 for? He's 80 years old.
He can already go to the polo club as many times as he wants, all week long.
He can stumble out of as many elevators and lost in a la-la land. Where am I now? He can do that all day, every day, and he wouldn't make a dent in that $2 billion. The interesting thing was, and you and I have talked many times about this, what was the deal with Shelley Sterling? She gets these two doctors to say he's mentally incapacitated. He doesn't have his faculties about him. So in the trust, it says that if either one of us is incapacitated, the other can act as the sole, whatever, make decisions. So she goes to the length of getting these two doctors to sign off and say, yeah, he's a mess. And that's when Don flipped on, I'll get you for this, doctor. Do you know who you are? Okay, this is Don Sterling, lawyer. Thank you, doctor. Bye. Went through all that, and then Don comes out and goes, how dare you? I'm not incompetent. You are, doctor. I'll have your job for this. And then all of a sudden, Shelley's team goes, okay, fine, he's not incapacitated mentally.
Yeah, and you and I were like, what?
Wait a minute.
Why would you say that?
That was the whole basis for your argument. If he's not incapacitated, doesn't seem like on
How
paper,
are you allowed to act,
yeah,
right, as sole trustee and sell the thing?
Exactly. Well, what they're showing now is they've got a document signed by Don and his team saying, I, Don Sterling, give Shelley, so I will sell the team, and Shelley has full right to negotiate terms of that sale. Don Sterling. And so they were based on that, and then what Don thought was, oh, the league is going to see this, and they're going to remove the $2 million fine and my lifetime ban as a show of good faith and goodwill.
That's all he cares about, right? You've got $2 billion in the balance, and all he cares about is being able to sit on the sidelines at his games.
Yeah. And when they didn't do that, as if anybody could have told him they weren't going to do that, he went, what? How dare you? The deal is off. Draw your swords. Slay the bastards. Everything was off the table at that point. Well, her team, we couldn't figure out, why would she do this? Why would she say that? Why would she say that? Well, it's this. The problem becomes, if he's incompetent, well, he's probably too incompetent then to write this letter to you.
Right.
Right? So all of a sudden it's in her best interest. If she's going to really use this letter saying...
Preserve the letter.
Yeah. He's got to be competent. Otherwise this letter is written by a Looney Tune. So now that makes sense. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I think it's probably right.
Which would make sense for why would
they stipulate to his competency?
Yeah. Exactly.
Really
Why would they do that? Because you and I, for a week, have been going, dude, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why? That was the whole basis for their point. Why would you do that? But hopefully, do you want it to just go to state court?
Yes, I just want the thing to start moving through. Yes. I know you want him to keep the team no matter what. Yeah.
I just want more Don. Whatever's going to give us more Don Sterling, I want. That's all it is.
Yeah, I enjoy a good
reality show with Don.
Me and a bunch of colored fellas on camera. It'll be dynamite television. I'll have coloreds getting me juice every day. We'll have a ball. We'll have black coloreds. We'll have female coloreds, male coloreds. We'll have all of them. Bring them all in, because I love all people the same. I really do. My heart is for all colored people, just like for other people. Those people.
Oh, man. So whatever will give us more Don Sterling is what I want, essentially.
I'm sure.
They're just beginning, right?
Yes.
And we talked about the guy who died locally.
Happens every year, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it does.
Could rewind a year ago and it'd be the same stuff. But we've got someone locally of interest here.
Dave Rexroth.
Yeah.
Weatherman. Right? Everyone knows Dave Rexroth, Channel 7. Meteorologist, resident of Farmington Hills, was seriously injured in a firework accident which caused him to lose sight in his left eye. And not just lose sight in his left eye, they're putting a fake left eye in. Like, yeah, full on, man. Let's see, what do they say here? He was on vacation with his family in Iowa when the accident occurred. He's hospitalized in Iowa City. Will undergo surgery, sounds like tomorrow on Wednesday. He's a married father, 3 lost vision in his left eye, will receive a prosthetic eye, expects to return to the air in September. Full support during this difficult time from the station. So, yeah.
Or whether he was, you know, like
went
awry. You know,
we haven't seen.
Situation. You light it, it's a dud. You walk, maybe look down, you know, there it goes.
And I've been guilty of that.
Yeah.
I've done that. Yeah. Oh, it's a dud. Go down there and look at it, and thank God it doesn't go off. It absolutely can. Yeah, and that sucks too. Like, you think about that, like clothes. I think I told this story about going to the DMV, and they made me do the vision thing, and I probably need reading glasses now. I think, you know, once you get to our age, it starts just you need reading glasses.
Normal.
Yep. So anyway, they had
Eric chuckles.
You look into that whatever that thing is, that like canister, and they have you read stuff, and I couldn't see, like I couldn't. Time. I shut one eye when I read all the time because it's just easier, and so I shut my eye in that machine, and I'm like, yeah, AMONTH, you know, no problem, got through it all, and she's like, okay, what about the other half? And I'm like, no, that's all of it. It's right there. I see it clear as day. She's like, the second half of it, there's a whole other half, and I went, oh, open my left eye, shithead. Open my left eye, boom, the whole thing opened up. I was like, oh, that's why they have you in this machine, to prevent dickheads like me from doing that. So it was like eye-opening to see how that works, dude. But trying to go through your life with one eye after that, that'd be tough. I guess your body adapts, but
depth perception sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
People coming up doing this to you all day long, you have no idea. They could be fucking with you all day. Yep. You'd have no way of knowing. Well, Rexy is not the only one, unfortunately. We got some other ones. This one is just brutal, dude. 4-month-old in a playpen, hospitalized with critical injuries after a neighbor's fireworks landed on her Ohio porch. Yeah, 10-year-old neighbor of this baby kicked over a lit tubular firework, which shot into the playpen next door.
What?
Yeah, burning Aubrey McCormick. I know. The baby was flown to a burn unit in Ohio there late Friday night. Yeah. Child's grandmother injured her fingers rescuing the baby. The entire was burned on this baby. All I could in, the child sustained 1st, 2nd, and 3rd degree burns on her face and hand.
Are these fireworks worth it?
Yeah. I think old sitting there. No, they're not. I don't know, but you just see so many of these people, and I don't know if these are so many of them, and they don't really say are illegal fireworks, whether they're man-made, people are doing their own kind of thing or what. But
pipe bomb.
Yeah, right. A Northern California guy igniting illegal fireworks blew off both of his hands.
Jeez.
When a device exploded prematurely. The man is in his 40s, is expected as family members stood by.
What would that get you? 50% benefit? Get the list out.
Both
again.
hands?
Both
No,
hands?
I think that gets
Was
you
it
100%.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Stumping the rest of your life.
You better not have any fingers on either one of those stumps, though. Those better be full nubs. It would have been. It would have had to have been something pretty powerful. The cop there in San Jose says the two other men were seriously injured in Sunnyvale. That's where my parents' house is, in Sunnyvale, while lighting a mortar-like explosive on Friday.
Is one of them named Bob?
Yeah, no, they're not there now. So
Bob's over there.
Lighting mortars. I don't think so. The Sunnyvale Department of Public Safety said that at 10 o'clock, a couple guys aged 41 and 32 were hurt at an apartment complex when the illegal firework ignited prematurely. Witnesses in a group of about 20 people said the men had been trying to ignite the firework when it went off in their hands. One guy lost fingers on his left hand and fingertips on his right hand. The other lost part of his right hand.
I'm glad I don't have that urge, to get drunk and light shit. I just don't. I do. I'm not above dumb shit. You know that.
No,
but
you're not.
Lighting shit? No.
Yeah.
It's never been my thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I mean, I do have a bunch of fireworks here, but they've been here for a couple of years. I just don't have that much interest. I always feel like I got to clean up a mess afterwards.
Yeah.
In Southern California, by the way, not to be outdone, a guy lost his thumb Friday after a firecracker he was holding exploded in his hand. Or something. Good God. We need stuff that you can light without having a flame, like an e-cig. That's what you need. E-cigs, no
totally
flames.
Harmless.
Do you know how many people I've had that it's at a bar and we'll hit it like this and light the ass end of it?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I swear to God. Charlie LaDuff did that twice.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like it's a bowl.
Like it's a bowl. Yeah, everyone thinks it's a bowl. Come on in here, Jay. Jay Fisher, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, buddy?
That's what we need, another Jay on the show.
Yeah, we've only got 3 of them now in the room. Great Lakes Vapor. Jay is the owner of said establishment. 2 locations now, Farmington Hills and also in Brighton. And let's see, Brighton and Farmington, GreatLakesVapor.com. Yeah, all kinds of stuff I'll mention here in a minute. But yeah, you invented this thing. You, in fact, sent me one of these when I was at the Drew and Mike show. This just showed up out of the blue one day.
Yeah.
And you'd heard us smoking all the time, and it was funny. He sent this thing, and he said, try this thing. Just do me a favor. If you hate it, just give it to a smoker you know. Just promise me you don't throw it away, because these things are expensive. I make them by hand myself. And I was like, okay, that's a deal I can live with. And I started smoking it that day, and I never looked back. So it's pretty amazing, dude.
No smoking.
I just couldn't take it anymore. You guys were talking about e-cigs on the radio and getting it wrong. And I just could not take it anymore. So I had to send in a letter and a GLV and just to show everybody what what an e-cig could be, or what it should be. Everybody goes and tries the ones at the gas station, and they're half-ass and they're crap.
Yeah.
But a bunch of people see the value in it, and so they come looking for bigger and better. And what it does is we separate people from tobacco, and that's period. That's what we do.
Yeah. And you guys do that. You're right. That is what you do, and that's what's so frustrating, because the fact is, I've said it many times on this show and others, I smoke 2 packs a day and had no interest in quitting. Zero. None.
Too.
It's not like I knew it was bad for me. Of course I knew it was bad for me. I still didn't want to quit. I don't have kids I'm worried about. I loved it. And so I had no incentive to quit. And the fact that I was able to quit literally overnight with no attempt before or anything, it was like, that's amazing. And it's so seeing all the people fighting it now is what's so frustrating, because I know how much better I feel.
Yeah.
It's got to be frustrating for you as well.
Well, the frustrating part is that these people come out and they come out against e-cigs and all of that stuff, and they come out with outlandish lies and stuff. But you cannot, I don't care who you are, you cannot miss the millions of people on the internet with the exact same. These are people Same story. I smoked for so many years. I got an e-cigarette. I quit. My doctor has told me that my health has improved 100%. Now my doctor also considers me to be a non-smoker.
Yeah. Yeah, mine does too.
And I get that story every single day. Millions and millions of people out there with the exact same story that they say that's against e-cigs. You can pretty much bet that it's going to be some kind of bullshittery in there, you know, that chemicals.
Yeah.
Well,
sort of other products in your house.
But the chemical that they're talking about specifically is called propylene glycol, and that's the crazy sounding word that everybody's afraid of. But they put propylene glycol in
shaving cream, and
it's in your hand lotion, your mouthwash, your soda pop, canned foods. It's in just everything. In the medical field, they've been using it for 60 years or more.
Mm-hmm. Every product that's in an e-cigarette is approved by the FDA.
Yes, and it has been being used for a really long time, even down to the nicotine and the flavorings. The flavorings specifically, anybody who eats anything bought at a store that has a flavor in it is ingesting the same flavorings that you're ingesting when you use an e-cig. It's the exact same stuff. It's all made.
So where does this come from?
Grade.
Where does this kickback come from? Oh, what's in these things? We know that smoking is bad for you. Nicotine is horrible and it's addictive, and it's the compound in cigarettes with tobacco that's so bad. We've worked so hard to get everyone off it. We just don't know what's in these, and until we do, we need to regulate these things and tax the shit out of them. And
and all of that's just it's a load of crap. If you buy e-juice, I guess from China, technically you may not know exactly what's going in it, but when you buy e-juice from us, I can tell you the company that makes the ingredients. I can tell you where every single ingredient comes from in our juice, and it's a U.S. made, it's a U.S. source company. I don't buy anything from China. We don't use any Chinese products when it comes to our juice.
So what's in them? There's four ingredients.
Four ingredients.
Right?
You have propylene glycol, which is the scary word, vegetable glycerin, nicotine, and flavoring. Mm-hmm. Those are the four things that are in e-liquid, versus the 7,000 and something that are in tobacco.
Yeah, poisons and chemicals.
Right. And not only that, but some of those turn into different chemicals when you light them on fire and stuff. So, I mean, there's just so many reasons why e-cigs are way better for you. I'm not 7,000 chemicals, 4,000 or 4 chemicals. Mm-hmm. Anyway. And, you know, if anybody ever needs any proof, just come stand in my shop. Come stand in one of our stores and talk to our customers, the people that have come in and the doctor has told them, hey, you know what, you quit smoking or you're going to die. And they've come into our shop and we've sent them out, you know, and they come back in a week and they're non-smokers. And they're singing sometimes, and their skin isn't gray anymore. It has actual color. And getting over that, you know, getting past the nicotine is the biggest part of a smoker's life. It's something that you know, that you feel inside you're never going to get rid of this thing. It's beating you, and to actually to command that, to control it, and to separate yourself from it is a big thing, and it causes people to do other things. Wait, they buy cars with the money that they don't spend on cigarettes. Everything is about e-cigs are positive. Every single thing out there that is going on with the industry right now, as far as U.S. stuff goes, positive. We are trying to help people get away from tobacco. That's clearly, you know.
And so what's the process? Somebody comes to you, person like you described, they're a smoker, overnight they've got to change. You hook them up with a juice that has a pretty high nicotine level to kind of mimic what they were used to, and then what suggests that they kind of wean down from there?
Kind of. I mean, that's basically how it goes, but what we do is we try to be more specific, and we try to figure out a milligram level that's going to fit somebody. So we spend a little bit of time talking to them, find out how much they smoke, how long they smoke, what kind of cigarettes they smoke, that kind of stuff. And then when we figure out what's the milligram that's going to work for them, then we figure out, because there's so many different flavors, We have to figure out a flavor.
Oh yeah, because you guys are marketing to all the children,
right?
With cherry flavor and gummy bear and root beer.
Adults hate flavors.
Yeah, so. I need rhubarb and onion because those are adult-like. And tomato. Can I get some tomato-flavored juice, Jay? Can you do that for me? Because I don't like vanilla.
If I see a person that is 25 or younger, you know, I'll offer them the sweet flavors. But anybody 25 or older, they only get dog shit. That's all we have is dog shit.
Well, we're adults. I mean,
correct.
That's all we have is
Brussels
dog shit
sprout.
flavors.
Yeah, right.
But
Brussels sprout.
So we'll try to find something. We'll try to find a flavor that fits their palate. Everybody has a citrus stuff. Some people might like bakery goods.
I like Detroit Cast.
Detroit Cast is my new favorite one. Awesome.
Yeah, there's a new flavor, huh?
Yep.
How about that?
Yeah, matter of fact, tomorrow we're going to put that on the shelves, and me and Mike are vaping it today. It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a raspberry flavor, but we try to make the experience as comfortable as we try to be, we try not to judge. We try to just let people know that it's, we're here for you. You're not being judged. We're just here to help you. We are the life raft. Come on, take our hand. Come on in. That kind of stuff. That is what e-cigs are about for Great Lakes Vapor. That's why I started this.
So where do you think this goes? I'll be honest with you, man. It's pretty scary what you're seeing right now in Congress and laws that they're trying to pass. I wouldn't have thought possible. I really wouldn't have that they would be able to fuck with this as much as they have and make this like this scary. We don't know. Oh, we just don't know what's going on.
Right.
When that's bullshit. They know exactly what's going on and what's in these things. And
exactly. What people don't understand is that a lot of money comes from tobacco tax. That's what pays for our roads. That's why all of these politicians are freaking out the way that they are, because they're seeing their tax revenue go away very quickly. E-cigs are becoming very, very popular. And
there's finally something that can knock cigarettes down.
Exactly.
For real.
The gum doesn't work. The patches are crap. The pills that they put you on make you do weird things, hallucinate, go fire all your employees for no reason. You know what I mean? So the alternatives out there are just they're not good for people. I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you that I get a 95% success rate doing what I do. There is not any place out there, not any kind of addiction place anywhere that can claim that kind of success rate, and that's not a joke. I'm not exaggerating at all. It's about 95% of the people that come in my store, if they come in looking to quit smoking, they will leave a non-smoker. And we see people quit smoking completely inside of a week and are teaching other people how to do it. I count on it.
There seems to be a ton of serious regulations, as you mentioned, coming down the pike. I mean, what is the industry on your side doing, if anything, to combat that? Are you getting medical experts to speak up and say, look, here's the 4 chemicals, this is what they are, and this is why they're not harmful?
Yes, absolutely. There are a ton of...
Why aren't there more of those, more out there, everywhere? You would think they'd be plastered everywhere to fight that.
Because it's just now coming to the point where you can actually have an e-cig store. If you open up an e-cig store, nobody would ever come in. Nobody knew what e-cigs were. It's coming to the point now where enough people are starting to pay attention, and enough people are seeing their family members quit using these things, and our biggest fans are the family members, because they don't have to deal with the smell, the ashes, all the crap anymore. But as far as the regulations and stuff that are coming down right now, there are a lot of us out there fighting. There's an organization, and if you go to the Great Lakes, the GLV Vapors group on Facebook. You can see there are links in there for the CCSA and all the other different. I might have said that wrong. Anyway, there's a bunch of different organizations out there that are championing for us and out there trying to make a difference. They're rallying people. They're having people show up to courthouses and just send in letters to congressmen and like everything that we can do. Being as small
as
it
working?
I think I can't really tell you that I see that it working or not.
The reason I asked, Jay, is because I read in the paper and it infuriates me every day when it's you can no longer smoke in this city.
Yeah,
Los Angeles, you can't smoke here. When I went to San Francisco with this thing, it was amazing walking. I've never seen anything like it. A woman actually backed up from the counter and was like, whoa, what did she want? She was intrigued, wanted to see what it was and how it worked, wanted me to smoke it so she could see it, but she wanted to stand back about 8 feet. Like, they had her so worried that what was being exhaled was some giant poison monster that was going to eat her. Yep. And it was like, you work in a head shop in San Francisco. Are you fucking serious?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, what are they telling you out here?
Well, and see, then that's where our job. See, my job is on the front lines. I am there to get the smoker off of tobacco. There are organizations out there that are there, and they're put there to help us fight all of these regulations that are coming down and all the unfair stuff that's happening right now. So the thing that's the hardest for us is these rumors and these out-and-out lies. That's what makes it hard for us, because people believe that stuff. If Channel 7 News says that e-cigs have been found to be deadly, that's what people are going to believe, because that's where they get their news from. Mm-hmm. So we can't control
such sloppy media.
Exactly, and we can't control what gets put out to the media and what they report. And you can say, like, my new favorite one is that they say that they found traces of the chemical that are in e-cigs in people that were around. So basically what they're saying is, we say that there is no secondhand smoke, and we say that we can prove it. And what they're saying is that they found a chemical in people because they were around people who secondhand vape. Here, chemical again. It's called propylene glycol. If you've ever even seen an e-cig, it's in so many of your products that you are going to test for it. It is a synthetic glycerin. Your body makes glycerin.
Well, you guys better be right on this, because I've been sitting across from this asshole for the last 3 months with him puffing on that thing every 5 seconds.
It's better. I could be smoking regular cigarettes. I swear to God, I've threatened that. I'm going to go back to fucking regular cigarettes. I had less problems than
I don't know if I can handle it, dude. No, honestly,
listen, even if you were even if you were getting secondhand from him, you'd be getting secondhand flavoring, secondhand nicotine, maybe.
Enjoy it. You should be happy about that.
Nicotine.
You get it for free, by the way.
Nicotine and caffeine are almost like they're pretty close to being the same drug. Nicotine, however, in its most purest form, is one of the deadliest substances on the face of the planet. But used in doses like we use, that when it's cut down 1,000 times from its original concentration, it's no more harmful to you than caffeine.
My doctor personally told me that. I was like, well, what is the harm with nicotine for real? He's like, caffeine?
Caffeine.
Is it about the same as caffeine?
They do the same thing. They're both stimulants in the same family. They're cousins.
Yeah.
One happens to be, nicotine will definitely rewire your brain permanently for life for you to depend on it. Now, they haven't done, I don't know how many studies they've done about caffeine and how that affects you, but nicotine is a very addictive, and we don't, we're not out there trying to act like nicotine is this awesome thing and everybody come in and try it. We're not there for that. What we're there for is to get the people
off smoking,
off of the tobacco, off of the pipes, off of the chewing tobacco, off of our healthcare system. You know what I mean?
And that's how you have to reframe the issue. There's such a push right now for wellness, and an acceptable alternative to this, that you guys have to get some reputable experts on your side and really push back on those regulations.
We're really trying, and you can't have a commercial with Stephen Dorff or what's the blonde chick?
Oh, crap. Yeah, it's not McCarthy. Is it Jenny McCarthy? Is she
right there?
Yeah, whatever.
There's a few of them. I think Jenny McCarthy does one. Stephen Dorff does. McCarthy does.
I don't want to see those guys smoke. I want to see friggin' Mick Jagger puff. You know what I mean? I want to see somebody out there who's actually been a real smoker, a hardcore smoker, because we have the biggest, the most impressive people that come into my shop are the people that have been smoking for 60 years or more. They're in their 80s and they quit smoking literally that day sometimes, or at least within that week, and come back and say, hey, look, I smoked since I was a 12-year-old kid. So I've smoked my entire life, and now I'm a non-smoker, and my wife lets me back in the house again. That kind of stuff. So
do you find that most people though are then slowly weaning off the nicotine and just going with the flavor that they like, or do they kind of keep it constant?
Well, I do see a fair amount of people who have a goal to be completely off of it, and we can help you. We can walk you down. But but I also see a fair amount of people who are just interested in maintaining their habit, who like to use nicotine, have been using it since they were teenagers.
Yeah.
When you go out to drink, when I went out to drink, if I had a beer, it'd be a pack of cigarettes gone. When I go out and have a beer, this thing is in my face, and I am puffing away constantly on it. The bars love me, the waitresses love me, because I'm not stinking up their hair, I'm not making ashes, I'm not making a mess, and I'm not out in their parking lot being a liability as a drunk person. And that was when they banned smoking. That was their big solution to the problem. Was let's put up a fence out in the concrete and tell people it's a smoking area. And so now you got bars that are having fights out there, and people are taking drinks and stuff, which you're not allowed to do. You're not allowed to take your drinks outside. So the benefits of the e-cig are just now starting to be seen. And it's the scariest thing that to the tobacco companies and the people who make their money off of tobacco tax revenue. They let us go for long enough that we turned it into an industry, and now they can't shut it down, and they had no other choice but to jump on board. So now Marlboro has their e-cig.
R.J. Reynolds.
All of them have their own little e-cigs now. Now that their money is involved, do you think e-cig?
Shit out of
Yeah, right.
Now here come
That's
the
the game.
regulations, and this is what we've been saying since day one. Fine, regulate us. Let's tax it. Let's get it all right out in the open. Let's just handle it. Let's do it. Whatever the price is going to be, let's put a fucking dollar sign on it so that we can just continue to help people. And that's all it is. Really want to do. We just want people to quit smoking.
Well, what is the comparative cost right now? I don't even know what's a pack of cigarettes cost now. It's ungodly.
Yeah, $7 or something.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's $78. So I'll give you the spiel that I tell people when they come in the store. If you're smoking a pack a day, or if you're buying 2 packs a day, you're spending a Jaguar car payment a month, at least a nice TV. If you get 2 people in a house smoking, and they're both hardcore smokers, Jaguar car payment a month, and I don't mean a lease. I mean you can go and buy a Jaguar for what people smoke.
Wow.
We see, that's the absolute truth. We see. I have a customer, one of our customers. He quit smoking, added up the money that he had figured out that he had quit from smoking, and went and bought a Mustang. Tells people, I bought this Mustang with this money I spent not smoking.
That's awesome.
So that's one of my favorite stories.
Well, you guys are taking off, Jay. I'm really happy for you. It seems like just yesterday you were starting out, and it's taken off. It's Great Lakes Vapor, and 2 locations now. One in Brighton. You got a new store location, and one in Farmington on Orchard Lake Road.
Yep, it just moved. We were in the old winery building. Now we are across the street from Wendy's. We are right on Orchard Lake. We're across the street from Wendy's in the medical building now.
Yeah, and new flavor there, Detroit Cast. So go check that out.
Detroit Cast, yeah.
Let them know, and hopefully we'll send some people your way. Jay, thank you so much for coming by and talking about some of this stuff, and I'm sure we'll have you on again.
Yeah, I'd love to come hang out and watch the show and all that stuff.
Yeah, and bring me more juice.
Bring more juice.
No smoking.
No smoking.
Jeez.
I need some juice, please.
That's a great voice, by the way. It's perfect. Now every time I see him talking, I'm going to hear that voice.
Yes, you are.
Every time I see him on TV, I'm not going to be able to take that serious anymore.
Oh, man. Well, we'll tell you about a $50 million car when we come back. We'll do it next on the Detroit Cast.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast, Tuesday edition of the show. Actually, might as well be a Friday because it's our last day for a few days. So enjoy it. But yeah, don't panic if you don't hear a show on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I guess, because we're taking a few days off. Jay's going out of town with family, and I figure we've been going hard for weeks. So it's probably good to get everybody out of here for a few days and
let y'all catch up a little bit on the episodes.
There you go. Let you guys catch up and let us reboot our brains a bit. So
I think we had an email from a guy today or the other day where he was like, "Hey, I don't mean to complain, but can you make the shows like way longer?" He's like, "I love listening. I want more." Like, oh,
well, there's different theories about that. Like if we were doing a radio show at a station, we'd be doing 4-hour shows at least, 4 hours plus. But there's a lot more breaks, and it's meant to be ingested in 15-minute segments. Most shows. So for ours, it's not. It's meant to listen to every minute of it. Where no radio show is expecting that you're going to listen to all 4 hours. Radio shows would kill to have people listening for an hour. And the fact is, if you poll the people that are listening to the Detroit Cast every day, they'll tell you time and time again they listen to every minute of it. So
very cool.
Yeah, it is, and we're lucky that people will listen for an hour and a half, usually hour and 15 to an hour and a half, hour and 45. That's great, but yeah, we've been strongly suggested to us to keep it. I mean, we've been told by professionals not to do a minute over an hour, and we've defied that.
Fuck you,
yeah, no. Listen here, suits. Listen here, suits. But I feel like an hour and a half is good. Hour and 15, we kind of fell in there, but yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of people. Go 4 hours, assholes. As if you'd listen every minute anyways. What are you talking about? You're making us work for all that time for nothing. But anyways, don't panic. The show's not ending and going away, but just expect that it's middle of summer, taking a few days off, so that's going to happen the remainder of the week. So with that, the guy that got bit by the shark, you saw that,
right? My worst nightmare.
Yeah, you've talked about that.
Dang, freaks me out.
Why is that a nightmare of yours? It's not like you live near great whites at all. No, it seems like
it's like this thing, like I said, where you're in water and you don't know what's coming underneath you. It's just like something could be right there. It could be 5 feet away. You don't know at any point in time, and that's what they say. They attack in waist deep water a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, they don't really attack at all. It's such a blown up fear. Even this guy that got bit is like, whatever. He's not worried about it at all. I think this is the first. I could be wrong, but I thought I read this is the first attack known period in the area with a underage shark, with like a younger shark. It's usually like a full grown shark, which is much better. If you're going to get eaten, you want to be eaten by a big motherfucker. But yeah, this was kind of a baby shark. Not a
big
baby.
enough. He was like 7 feet, right?
Yeah, but a great white, those things get a lot bigger than that. Yeah. And he was pissed off. That fisherman up there on the pier was the problem.
Yeah.
He's trying to reel in a great white shark. You kidding me? The guy finally broke free and he bit the first thing he saw. He was like, "Get off me!"
That is what happened, right? The guy just happened to be swimming by.
I know. Beat off the shark and make it stop and get back to land, which is important. So we do have a number. There's unfortunately a few of these guys in the area. Steve Robles is his name. I'm hoping this is the one, but I'd love to know what it's like to beat off a shark. I really would. And so I figured we could blow in a call to him. Again, I don't know if this is the right guy, but hey, you don't know unless you call, right? So let's try Steve Robles.
Jack customer you have called is unavailable to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Well, let's try another one. Do we have another one in the area?
Well, it was voicemail, so it wasn't like it was a dead number.
Oh, yeah. No, I know, but...
Okay, sorry. Let's try, because we're thinking about that age range.
Yeah, in that immediate area. I think he's from that Redondo, Hermosa, Manhattan, Zuma Beach area, that whole strip right there, it sounds like. He might be a little inland, but Here, Jay, whatever it is, just type it in there.
And what did he get? Right on the side?
Yeah, like in the chest and oh god, what was it? The chest and the leg or something? Right side of my chest. All happened within seconds. God, dude, that would suck. Burning pain that was going down the side of my chest. Would you ever go back in the water?
Nope. I barely will now after hearing about Steve Robles.
Really? Oh, come on. No worries. Robes can handle it. You can too. You could beat off a shark, Jay. You're a big guy. If this isn't him, he's going to be pissed off because he's getting calls like crazy. I think it's him. Every Steve Robles in Los Angeles area right now is like bumming.
The person you have dialed can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, simply hang up or press the pound key for further options.
Nice job beating off the shark, Robles. Just wanted to congratulate him a little bit.
It was nice.
You know, we could literally do that to every Steve Robles in the book, too. Congratulate every one of them for beating off a shark. All right, let's try one more number in the area, and then, because I was thinking about it, I really don't even care if it's that one. As long as they're familiar with the story,
right.
We could ask them what they think about this guy beating off a shark. It really has the same effect. I mean,
all you're trying to do is tell a stranger
about beating
off a shark.
Talk to someone about beating off a shark. I mean, really, that's the end game here. I really don't give a shit about his.
If you think about it,
run
under that thought process, do they have to be even Steve Robles? You can just
Not
call
really.
anybody.
Anyone in the area, anyone in general that would fall for the whole beat off a shark angle.
Anyone who would take our call.
Can I help you?
Yeah, hi, is Steve there?
Who?
Steve Robles?
Steve Robles? Nobody here has that name.
The guy that beat off the shark? He got attacked in the water the other day. This is Mike and Jay calling from the Detroit cast. I thought this was a number for Steve Robles, the guy that successfully beat off a shark the other day.
Unfortunately, it's not.
This is not. So you're not the guy that beat off the shark?
Have a good day.
Oh, okay, you too. Take care.
Jesus.
Stupid motherfucker.
We got a tough guy on the line, do we? Listen here, Robles.
No.
Just because you like to beat off sharks doesn't mean you get all hot and bothered when someone calls you out for it.
He did not.
You there?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he thought he was going to go out with a tough guy line,
I love the idea when he's going to hang up on you and then throw that little thing in there at the end. Like.
Yeah, you stupid motherfuckers. Why? Because you fell for the beat off joke a few times before you caught on? Yeah, I thought about it, but...
Oh, definitely call him back. Come on.
Did he say what his name was?
He said it, but I couldn't understand it.
He didn't say it.
I thought he said something. I thought he said a company or something.
Yeah, hello? Hello? Yeah, hi, I was looking for the guy I was just talking to a minute ago. Okay, thanks. What the fuck?
All of a sudden,
it wouldn't go. Yeah, it wouldn't go down the line. I couldn't hear a word he was saying.
You did switch to speakerphone.
Yeah, no, it's on the same setting it's always on.
Okay. Weird.
That was really weird. Okay, I guess it wasn't meant to be. But those first numbers we called actually might be the Steve Robles that did successfully beat off a shark, so we can try him back at some point.
You know, by the way, though, because he said that you hear that, I could hear him at the end. I don't think you could hear it because you're trying to focus on that. At the end, he said, "This is a business. You know, we have time for this," and hung up. That was the second call he just made.
Yeah.
Nice having a business where the first time someone calls makes a few jokes, stupid motherfuckers, like very professional.
I could have been a customer. He doesn't know for sure that I meant anything cute with the whole beat off a shark angle. I mean, he doesn't know that.
It's a real story. You asked for a name. It's not like you kind of just, Anyway, it's just kind of funny at the end for him to say the professional role, but calling you a stupid motherfucker was the first call.
So how did he beat off the shark, though? You know, how do you get a shark to stop doing that shit? I want to know.
Yeah, well, you punch him in the nose.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think what he did was grab this thing by the head and pried its mouth open.
Come on.
But I've heard of people doing that, punch him in the nose. Yeah, I think you're just trying to shock them a little bit, stun them. They're not usually, going after humans. We've heard that many times before. But so anyway, I've never seen it worded like this though. They're getting cute. Describes fighting off great white shark.
Oh,
they almost always used to say beating off shark. I love that they would do that.
It's so funny because that means someone's conscious of it. Like that's a funny thing to me. Because how it was always worded the other way, and now fighting off a shark.
Yeah, come on, you didn't fight
that's
off a
not
shark.
what he did.
You beat it off you.
Yeah, he didn't fight him. He didn't, Yeah.
Who is this, Jay?
That's another one if you want to try it.
In the immediate area or?
Yeah.
In the age range?
Yeah, it's in the age range. Try it.
Yeah. We can try it one last time and then.
Motherfucker.
What a dick.
Like I just threw it in at the end. That's the funny thing. Tough guy at the end.
No, I don't hear anything. No, it says it's going speaker. I don't know. Is that not coming down the board?
No, I don't hear. I mean,
fuck it. Oh well, whatever.
Yay.
Some other time. Anyway, yeah, he fought off the shark, I guess then. But hang on to that number. When we come back, we should blow in a call. Maybe the heat will be died down enough that it'll be unsuspecting, and we can hit him with a good beat off the shark thing.
God, we should.
I mentioned before we went into break there about a $50 million car potentially.
Damn.
Have you heard about that?
No.
This is the dumbest thing, though. You'll have to explain to me what they mean by this, because I've racked my brain and I can't figure out what the deal is here. So I'll explain. Ferrari may fetch $50 million. It's a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO Berlinetta. It's going to be sold at auction in August. Experts believe it's likely to fetch well over $35 million, could even top $50 million. That would top the current record, which is a Mercedes-Benz W196R racer that's for $31. But what sets it apart is that it crashed during a race that year, killing the driver, Henri O'Reilly. Many GTOs have crashed, been repaired. Schlesser, GTO is believed to be the only one involved in a fatal, which could affect the price. Like what?
This guy a super famous driver?
Well, he obviously was a race car driver, but famous enough that nobody in the room has ever heard of him. That's not saying much, I realize, but why would that?
Why would that jack the price of this dude?
Tremendously jack the price.
Yeah, the thing's crashed out.
Yeah. And
number one, you'd be like, it's crashed out. We want something.
It's usually not a good thing.
It's usually not.
But it's the sentence before that really is like, what? Many GTOs have crashed, been repaired, and sold for sky-high prices. Like,
it's weird, man.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I get it. It's old. It's an old Ferrari. It was the 19th one made. Okay, great. But the fact they make it sound like the fact that it was in a crash is good. Well, maybe we could look up Henri O'Reilly. O'Reiller.
You ever watch that show Chasing Classic Cars? I think it is on Discovery.
What is it?
Chasing Classic Cars. I think it's called. It's
can't say I have.
It's basically a guy. I think it's businesses in Connecticut. He travels and he searches out, barn finds and stuff. Old lady, her dad passed away.
Okay.
They open up the barn and lo and behold, there's Ferrari number 6 sitting in there, whatever.
Kind of like the egg, the Fabergé egg.
Yes, very much like that.
Yeah.
But this dude,
Egg's like, what am I doing here? How did I get here? What? I'm being sold for $40,000. Are you shitting me?
God damn it!
Fabergé egg, for Christ's sake! Fuck you!
It is like that. Sometimes though, it's just a chassis or something of a car that's super valuable. It's weird, and this dude knows everything about it. But usually they see it through auction. It's fucking amazing what these things go for. Just some of these to me are stupid ass looking cars too. Some of them are sweet as hell, but some are just like, come on.
Yeah.
And there they are for $5 million or whatever.
What's his name? Jesse. He's kind of in that world, motorcycles. He's got a shop in LA.
Yeah, Jesse James.
Jesse James. I happened to bump into a show of his recently, a few weeks back, And it was all about him trying to build this super rare stock car from the 50s or 40s or 30s or something with this famous driver. This guy
building a replica or taking.
He was literally trying to build the exact car, but it was impossible to do. Like this guy had, and I won't do this story justice, but this guy had literally built his own block engine by hand, and you needed to be like an accomplished welder and you know those guys that bend steel with the heat and shit. Like you needed to be like and there were no blue. Nobody could tell you. Well, he ends up finding this one guy that was ancient who was like worked with this guy building this car back in the day and was able to give him like, oh yeah, here's how we did this and that, and here's this part. But he was looking for parts, dude, that were tens of thousands of dollars, that were like a bolt that helps put this block engine together, and like crazy shit. Like, so it doesn't surprise me to hear you talking about a chassis or whatever found in some. And think about how many women out there like are 80, their husband, who was a total gearhead his whole life, dies. They had no interest in it.
No idea.
She's got no idea. She's sitting on a garage full of Fabergé eggs. God damn it! She's got no idea. She's got a garage full of them. Yeah. And these parts are just livid, thinking this bitch doesn't know what they're worth, what their value is. We should start doing that, dude. That's how we make our mint. I wish we knew something like about cars or.
Wish we knew something, anything.
I'd end up getting taken by old ladies, overpaying for everything, and no idea what I've got and what its value is. Speaking of cars, I thought this one was this was an interesting story that I saw in the papers today. This Hyundai engineers have got this thing. You know those they're not speed traps, but the cameras that snap pictures of you.
The traffic camera.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, I've never had this happen, but I guess people will just be sitting home minding their own business, and a ticket shows up in the mail.
I've never got one either, but I've heard the same story.
And it's basically you went under a light, and it had a camera, took your picture, and there you are picking your nose or something, and here you are, proof of you, idiot, speeding, and your speed was clocked at this. Well, this new Hyundai that's coming out has they're showing off a new system that not only alerts the driver to the hidden speed camera, the vehicle down. This spokesperson. '15 Hyundai Genesis sedan. I'm not familiar with the car, but the speed. The system relies on some basic. Speed cameras are known to operate, and that info is linked to the sedan's auto brake system. Drivers are given an audible alert about a half mile before they approach the camera. If the motorist doesn't slow to the speed limit, the auto braking system kicks in, gradually slowing the vehicle. Can you imagine fighting with your own car because it wants to slow down?
What the hell?
Dude, my car will do that.
Wow, that's pretty sweet looking.
Oh,
car.
Wow. Yeah, it is. Damn. It looks kind of Bentley-ish.
Yep.
Doesn't it?
I was trying to think, what does it look like? Bentley. Yep, you're right.
It's kind of sweet. That one doesn't look as cool. The first one was really kind of sharp looking.
Yeah, the front end.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely has a Chrysler 300 Bentley mix.
Yep.
Quite a difference in the two. Wow, look at those doors open up like a DeLorean. Dude, or a Lamborghini. That's bad as shit. We need to get one of those. Huh. Can you, Jay, will you go get one of those, Timco? Can you find one? Yeah. Awesome. Timco's going to get us one of those Hyundais, bitches. I'll be speeding all over town. Snap my picture, motherfuckers.
Doesn't this shit worry you, though? Like these automatic braking systems and all that? And the more computerized everything gets, it's and I know there's a ton of computerized shit already in there, and to say that we're not already relying on that is
well,
auto driving things.
Yeah, I am too, because when they fail, if they fail,
right. All of a sudden you're going 90 and hits the brakes rapidly, and holy shit, you got people bearing down on your ass.
Ask Toyota what it's like to have a car that stops doing what it's supposed to and won't let you do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's a real problem, and those 911 calls are scary. Those are like a horror flick to listen to those people. Family of 5 going on the road at 90 and can't stop their car, and literally listening to them in their final moments as they at 80, 90 miles an hour go off the road, and it's brutal. It's brutal. And totally, Jay. I'm with you. That's my fear with these things. Like, you're taking it out of the world of gearheads who spent out there that can literally break down an engine and every part to a vehicle. Tons of them that are listening to us right now can literally break down a car and build it back up. And not with these computers, you can't. Timco's got a better job of redoing a car than than your regular gearhead guys. And it gets costly, not to mention as well, when you need repairs.
If Timco worked on it, though, there'd be porn that would flash up every now and
then. on your GPS screen.
Yeah, you'd put your backup camera on, there'd be a bunch of tits sitting there. God damn it, Timco.
He'd do some work on your car for you, and you'd get your car back. You're like, nah, no charge, it's on me. And you put it in reverse, the camera would pop up with a dick in your face. Fuck. I love Timco.
It'd be never ending too, because that's a known thing. Bring it in, I'll upgrade it, and then you have something
now you
else.
Get 2 dicks.
Yeah.
Should we try again?
No, we're
going
good.
to complain again? Or are we going to sit tight with 2 dicks, my man? We can go with 2 dicks in buttholes if you'd like. Ball is in your court, sir. Well, unfortunately, and this, I guess this Genesis sedan is designed to compete with the BMW 5 Series in the Benz E-Class. It's unfortunately not available in the U.S., only in South Korea. For now, it will be only offered in South Korea, but questions surrounding legality of the technology are likely to arise if it makes its way here. However, I think they do have a nice loophole. The problem is radar detectors are illegal in a lot of states, but this doesn't use radar detection. It's basically using, I think, just the map detector system, like
of known cameras.
Of known cameras. So it's just the fact that you, Jay, don't know that a camera's up there. It does, and it's just forewarning you.
Slowing you down.
With that, it's kind of like new age, kind of flashing your brights at someone going by you.
Right.
Hey, dickhead, there's a cop up there. You might want to slow it down.
Interesting.
And why would that bother anybody anyways? Isn't the goal to get people to slow down? So
the goal is to make money for the fucking government.
Suckers!
You know, Gab went flying through a toll booth a couple months ago. We're on our way to Chicago for a soccer tournament, of course, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going, and it's like easy pass, on these 2 lanes, and then cash over here. And I'm thinking, she sees it, right? We don't have an easy pass. We're just gonna go to the cash lane. Oh my God, no, we're not. And she just blows through the easy, just boom, gone.
Wait,
and
she didn't realize that you guys were coming up to a toll booth?
She did, but she thought she started moving. There was a truck next to her. This is her explanation.
Her lies.
Her lies. No, so we just go blowing through it, and then we're told by a bunch of people, once you'll just get a ticket in the mail.
Never
yet to see it. I mean,
when was that?
Memorial Day.
So
we made it to the next holiday. We made it to the next holiday without.
Well, I don't know how fast do they typically turn those around. Any idea? Anybody? I have no idea how fast they turn around. I've never gotten one.
They got a promotion where if you went through it, they give you a 7-day grace period where you can contact them and mail in your.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
If you go through one of those,
the tolls that he's talking about.
There's signs through that area saying that if you go through, you got like a 7-day grace period.
Otherwise, they stick you with like a $500 fine.
Yeah, you play the. Oh, I fucked up. You could probably pull it because you're out of state, though. You might be able to pull it, but they got a grace period. But it was an easy pass, wasn't it? You blew right through. It was pretty easy.
It was easy.
Yeah,
remarkably easy.
I thought that's what they meant by easy pass. I couldn't figure out why people were paying hard-earned money to go through the other lanes. This one was wide open. It said easy pass clearly. That's what we did. We passed easy. But yeah, so this technology they make clear would not work with radar detectors or anything like that because it's got nothing to do with that. Some radar detectors now have access to speed camera databases, as do a number of portable nav systems sold by Garmin. I didn't know about these, though. There are also speed camera apps for smartphones, such as CamSam, C-A-M-S-A-M.
So just start close?
I don't know. It says that their claim is they continuously update their databases. They provide warnings ahead of a camera. But, obviously it's not going to slow your car down like that would do, but... Yeah, that's kind of cool. CamSam, I've never heard of it, but an app in your car that would warn you, it's pretty cool. I'll try it.
I think they had a commercial, too, about this Hyundai, too, Mike, where it says it detects if there's a car in front of you and you're about to rear end somebody.
My car does
slow
that.
Down and stuff. Okay.
But yeah, my car does that. The Lincoln will do that.
You ever had to use that, or has that ever come into play?
Yeah, it has, and it'll shake little different than like anti-lock brake shake, but yeah, it'll do that. I get pissed because my car, I can be just driving on the road, normal afternoon, and it'll go bing, and a little thing will come up and say, driver alert warning, driver appears tired, and it'll have a coffee there, like a cappuccino thing, and I'm like, you motherfucker. You're calling me out for being tired? I'm not weaving in lanes, and it's going, driver alert warning, driver tired, and I'm like, what, do you got a camera? You're looking at my eyes as I'm falling asleep here or something? What's going on? It's called me out many times, too. It's kind of offensive.
Your car's calling you a pussy, basically.
Yeah, kind of. It's bullshit. What's that?
That's
Cam Sam.
Yeah.
Cam Sam.
We'll put a plug up on the site.
Okay. By the way, we've got just a couple minutes left here, but 63 abducted females escape extremists in Nigeria.
Oh, are these part of the 200 young girls?
They're not.
No, it's not part of the 200 or 300 that we're told we're gone.
Don't rain on GL Jonathan's day.
He's just getting back from the World Cup, I know.
Yeah, he's just getting back and like getting his desk clear, man. Mail's been piling up. Do you have any idea how many letters and calls you've gotten from 300 parents over a 2-week period looking for their daughters? He's got to deal with all that shit. They haven't even let him set in from his World Cup days. His adventure at the World Cup.
Still sitting there in his jersey.
GL Jonathan.
Number 69.
More than 60 girls and women abducted by Boko Haram have managed to escape, though more than 200 girls who were kidnapped in April remain missing.
Yeah.
That's the negative spin that they do over there. They do that to Good Luck. It's bullshit, man. We've talked about it many times. He doesn't get a fair shot.
So this is a completely different abduction.
Yeah. Whatever.
There's just massive abductions like every week. This is just a different one.
Oh, multiple times a week. It's happening all the time. Chibok there, the local government chairman, said Monday that he verified that the 60 women and girls escaped on Thursday and Friday by sending a representative who met with some of the escapees and their families at the hospital in their town there. The vigilante leader said Sunday that vigilantes in the area told him 63 women and girls escaped Friday while their captors were engaged in a major attack on military barracks and police headquarters. Small-scale kidnappings by Boko Haram have been going on for months. More than, they got in all the shit. You know, they've been giving GL all this trouble since the 300 girls went missing. As if he didn't take them. What are you giving him all this shit for? He's trying. Christ, the World Cup's going on.
Wasn't that his stance? He won't negotiate with them?
Yeah, I applaud him for that. You don't negotiate with terrorists. It sends bad precedent. It's not a road you want to go down to, and GL knows this. You should know this. And I'm not one to personally stand up against the president of Nigeria. He knows what he's doing. He's been there. We're not.
So he has a complete shit military, and he's not going to negotiate. How's he going to get this done, Mike?
I don't know. Well,
we're going to have to help him, aren't we?
He doesn't want our help. And
God
personally, I think he's got things covered. He's got things in control. Let him do his thing, man. Let Good Luck work his magic. That's what he does. Boko Haram is demanding the release of detained fighters in exchange for the girls. Good Luck Jonathan reportedly has refused to consider a prisoner swap. Amid the stalemate, attacks have increased. Boko Haram has taken over some villages in the area and has threatened to take over others. 19 villages have been attacked since the abduction. There had been advance warning of the attacks, yet the military had taken no action. That's kind of a cheap shot at Good Luck.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, they're pointing out there's no. Might as well just say Good Luck Jonathan did. That's what they're doing. I see it. Security and defense is mainly provided by the local vigilante, who are ill-equipped, they say, and the police, while the soldiers sit by and watch villagers being helplessly massacred in their homes, farms, and in places of worship. Another cheap shot kind of there at Good Luck. The association called for help from the United Nations.
That's what I was going to say. I think I heard that they're calling for the United Nations to get their blue helmets in there.
Yeah. Well, until Good Luck picks up a phone and calls and says, "I need help," I'm not thinking we move into the area. We let the man do his thing. Let's see here. The inability or unwillingness of the government to provide adequate security following the abduction of the girls leaves us no option than to call the United Nations to use its apparatus to come to our aid and protect us from the imminent annihilation as a people. Sounds kind of grim. Sounds like they doubt Good Luck Jonathan for some reason.
It does sound like it.
I mean, what? He's not entitled to a vacation every once in a while? I mean, the World Cup is a big event.
Once every 4 years.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus. What needs to be done right now that can't be done in 2 weeks? Seriously. They're not going anywhere. Right? We'll pick this up in a couple weeks. Go Nigeria.
Definitely not under his watch.
Isn't the story that they completely know where they are? Right?
They
completely know where the girls are.
Well,
wasn't that the story?
I would think that Good Luck would know those things. Yeah. He's not going to tell people that, but he knows. He's got his eye on things. The military has reported some successes in recent days. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just a blip. Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the way,
at the very end of the story,
Good Luck, who's in charge of that military, he's the one that's not getting all the credit for these successes. Soldiers killed at least 50 insurgents and lost 5 of their good men. And the commanding officer when they repulsed an attack by hundreds of Boko Haram fighters. Hundreds. It was a rare victory for the military, whose bases include major barracks, have been overrun as soldiers have fled in previous attacks. On Friday, the Defense Ministry reported the arrest of 3 suspected female terrorists whom it accused of luring women, especially widows and young girls, by offering Boko Haram fighters as suitors. Arrests of the recruiters for the female wing of the terrorist group followed a How do you fail to leave it to a woman? You don't know what you're doing, Sally. Christ.
Some guys in with some July 4th fireworks that probably could have helped her.
Well, get out of here so we can start our vacation, sons of bitches. What do you say?
Damn it. I'm in agreement.
Are you in agreement?
Yep.
Are we all in agreement? Yep. Let's call it, man. Eric, you've been really quiet today. What's going on with you? You depressed? Did you shower? Anything?
What? I've not been quiet. I've been quiet.
You've been pretty quiet. I don't know. The microphone.
I don't know. I think I'm just feeling. I have noticed I got a little bit of a cold. I think I got a little bit of cold going. I guess I don't know.
What's the state of the hair?
I don't know. Something's going on.
No, I swear to God. I know sometimes I say that. I swear to God, I have nothing. No.
You're not usually quiet and reserved, Eric.
I don't know.
I don't know that guy. You're not Big E right now.
That's nothing. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just feeling under the weather.
Am I the only one seeing it? You guys see it too?
No, I definitely, absolutely.
I see it.
I did have a dream last night that the world's gonna end.
Oh God, he's depressed.
Damn it! He is depressed. I know he is. He's not washing. He's not bathing and washing his hair.
I am not depressed. I'm so
You're not. When was the last time you put shampoo in your hair?
What was it? A week ago Sunday.
No.
He's a free spirit, Mike.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, I'm going to Fall Out Boy tonight. Tuesday night.
Really, Fall Out Boy tonight, huh?
Fall Out Boy.
Who's opening?
Excited for that? Paramore, I think.
Okay, that'll be a great show.
I'm excited.
Where is that at? Pine Knob?
Pine Knob, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Do they have a comedian opening up? Seriously, Fall Out Boy has a comedian.
Do they really? I don't know. I don't actually know.
Did you ever watch that metal show? You probably don't. That metal show.
I know what you're talking about, I think.
Yeah, with Jimmy Florentine.
Florentine's been out there with them.
No, I don't watch it. I actually don't even buy the tickets. I have a buddy that had the tickets, and they couldn't find anywhere to go. So last minute, they asked me to go.
Yeah.
So why not?
Are you going in the Brooks and Dunn T-shirt that you have on, or
no?
Nice.
I'll wear something else.
Well, why don't we kill it there? And I did want to mention a sad note as well. I took Izzy out last night to go potty, and it was dark. In my defense.
Oh no.
And yeah, I was on the deck out there, and I stepped on a. It was a frog. And he freaked, and he pissed all over the deck. He was laying on his back, but he was breathing, and I was like, my man, I'm so sorry I didn't see you there. You got to announce your presence when something 8,000 times your size comes wandering up. Here, bro, it's dark out. You're not wearing reflective gear, nothing. And so
not a ribbit?
Nothing. I swear, if he did, he was hoarse, and I didn't hear a damn thing. Now, granted, my attention was focused on Izzy on the other side of the fence, but I could feel him underneath me, and he was on his back, and so I kind of like...
Wait, he was laying on his back?
He was on his back.
To start with? No way.
No, I don't know how he was when he started things, but when he got a foot in his ass, he ended up on his back. And so I went over and I kind of flipped him over, and he was laying there, and he was trying to walk, and he wasn't walking very well. It was kind of like... I was pulling for him, rooting for him, and I'm just like, oh, dude, this isn't good. I turned around, I look back, and he's back on his back again.
Oh, no.
And he's just breathing, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what do I do? I murdered a frog. I murdered him.
Well,
I felt awful. My night was ruined.
Out of his misery?
No.
What?
No, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I couldn't kill him. I couldn't murder him. I'm giving him a fighting chance before I harvest his organs.
That's rough.
Right?
Yeah.
I know that's what some people would want to do, but I'm not giving up on him. When I went out this morning, no sign of my man. So either Bird or someone swooped in and nabbed him for dinner.
Like to think he hopped away.
I think he did.
Like to think he's happy. He's out there somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I'm going with that.
You stepped on him. You killed him.
He was breathing last I saw him. He was on his back.
And his deathbed is where you last saw him.
Oh, Christ. I was looking for support here, guys. I was really depressed last night. It really hit me hard.
Those kind of things, like, everyone can squash a bug, we all... But there are, like, a frog, anything that's like that, a frog, a chipmunk, stuff like that, that is such a...
It was tough.
I hate when I freaking see a cat or a dog. It's rare that you see a cat or a dog on a road. You tend not to see one, but I saw one the other day, like a dead cat on the road, and it's just like, oh my God, it's such a bummer just because you probably feel like it was somebody's. Yeah. I know I had a cat one time that went left and never came back, and...
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was an expression of empathy, and I think that's a good sign.
I'm better for a cat. I think I'm better.
He's come along.
I have more empathy when it comes to animals than I do humans.
Yeah, me too.
He just.
I think most humans. No, I just think most humans.
I think there's a lot
decision.
of people like that.
Well, you know that a lot of times with animals is you know that
they don't have a say in things.
Right. There's a lot of idiot people, humans like Hot Carl or whatever, and George Pigman. In Georgia, like he chose to kill that freaking baby. So it's like, why would I feel sorry for that guy? No matter what.
You don't feel sorry for the baby. That's what's weird.
Yeah.
I never said that.
He's never met the baby though.
But not not necessarily. That story jumps out at you because that guy was sexting 6 girls. You've never expressed sympathy or empathy for the baby.
I've never met that baby. I don't know what to tell you.
See, look at him. Yeah. If that was a cat,
you're right, dude. If it had been a cat,
what a monster! He left the cat in the car.
No, I'd feel a baby's a little closer to a cat. If it had been like a 7-year-old boy, then I'd be like, dude, kid, just get out of the car, you idiot.
Yeah.
But
a 7-year-old boy would have got.
Well, you know what I mean, though. I'm just saying.
Okay, Eric. So you've already established that between two humans, it's not going to be you going down. How about you and a cat or an animal?
Well, obviously,
Number one. It's number one.
Dude, you gotta think of yourself, man. Gotta look out for number one. That's what I would say.
Well, Godspeed to the frog. I'm sure he's fighting the good fight. He's battling, and I got lots of faith that he's pulling through and doing better each day.
You killed him.
No, he's not there now.
He's doing better each day.
He is.
Sure.
How would he be getting?
I imagine he's got his iPod going. He's got his little frog iPod, and he's like, "You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever."
Dude, the best case
working
scenario.
Himself out and getting his strength back in that leg.
I don't want to sign his cast and everything.
I don't want to bum you out.
Frogs don't have cast. That's retarded, Jake. Come on. As if he's going to the hospital to get casted. Ridiculous.
Dude, the best case scenario, I'm sorry to make you feel like an asshole, but the best case scenario is he hawked off and then some animal used him as food.
No, that's not the best case. Dude, I'm telling you, he was working that leg out a little bit. I thought I saw a little hop in his step when I was walking away.
You mean when you walked away and he was still on his back?
Yeah, but he did at some point get back on his stomach. I do know that. He did get back on his stomach. Because I saw him. I felt bad. I checked on him a few times in the night.
Okay.
Brought him some food.
Yeah, I didn't hear that part, I guess.
And
checked on him.
And I checked on him this morning. Gone.
Gone. Yeah. Hawk picked him up and ate him.
No. I'm telling you, man. He's feeling stronger every minute. And Godspeed, like I say. On that note, you guys, awesome job this week. Have a great few days off, vacation time, and we'll pick it up first thing next week, I suppose, with the all-new edition of the Detroit Cast. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit. Listen to God, watch you grow. You know not what remains that love. On the snow.
But never fear, we will have best of available for the days that we're off. So even though we're doing just today's show, the rest of the week we'll have 3 new best ofs there. Right, Eric? Do we have 2?
They're all new.
Do we have 2?
I have 3 episodes.
You do? Okay, awesome.
Not one of them is a repeat, so they're all 3 new best ofs.
Perfect. So for Wednesday there will be a best of, Thursday a best of, and Friday a best of, and then we'll be back live on Monday. So have a great rest of the week, everybody. Thanks for listening. We really, really appreciate it. Make sure you tell someone about us and tell everyone you can to listen. And hit the store if you can. Donate to the show. Vote for Izzy if that's still going on, and all the rest. We'll see you next week. Have a good time.